Farmers are the frontline water managers of Africa. The African continent does not have the luxury of endless water supply during dry spells. 95% of agriculture relies on rainwater that farmers value like no other. But climate change is hitting hard.
The rain that does land on the ground runs off very rapidly into rivers and flows back into the ocean. Now, we can't control the hydrological cycle, but what we can do is once the rain has hit the ground, once the water is on the ground, we can slow down its movement across the landscape. We need to be thinking about a slow water movement. How do we get the water to stay longer on the ground, infiltrate deeper into the ground where it can recharge aquifers, recharge the groundwater that's underground, instead of running off very rapidly, causing soil erosion and sedimentation of rivers and lakes and so forth. So these farmers are essentially doing that. When they're working with their fields, they're digging their fields deeper, they're tilling in a more effective way, they are reducing the runoff from their land, and in so doing, slowing the movement of water across their land and increasing the soil moisture so that when dry spells do come, there's enough moisture in their field at root zone that you can actually sustain the growth of those plants.
We move this.
The techniques to hold moisture in the ground already exist. But are there enough investments?
So it has to be in the middle, perpendicular. Then you move again.
Just like that. Contour thing actually catches the water.
Okay.
A report from 2017 shows that 95% of public agricultural water investments are made towards irrigated agriculture, while only 5% of agriculture in Africa uses irrigated water.
It's not generally a question of preference. Many farmers can't afford to rely fully on irrigation. Their poverty issues prevent most of them to invest in irrigation, but also the water bodies are not like found and accessible to many people. Even drinking water is scarce to many in Malawi, so they can't afford to install irrigation schemes as such.
Transforming investments in African Rainfed Agriculture, or the TIARA project, is collaborating with NGOs such as TNA in partnership with government and non-governmental organizations to change the water investments trajectory.
Masuzgo maji akasuzama matipa yake tezge para
Gospel explains that after implementing the deep bed farming technique, he has much higher yields due to increased soil moisture. But he, along with other farmers, demands support from the government for better equipment to reduce burden, shallow pumps to access locally recharged groundwater, improved transportation for access to markets, and knowledge exchange programs between different farming communities. In the coming months, the TIARA project aims to present business cases of how limited financial support to farmers can significantly improve food and economic security. There are ongoing case studies across Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Malawi.